Hi guys, so today I want to share another story with you. Today I want to talk about Real Housewives of New Jersey. Joe Giudice gives up hope on marriage as deportation takes a toll on his children. So we all seen the season 10 trailer last week for the Real Housewives of New Jersey season 10, and it looks like it's going to be a doozy. So let's talk about what these children are going through with this deportation and what Joe is going through and just how awful it is to watch and how it's all going to be captured on film. I feel bad by watching this, but is that going to stop me from watching it? No. I feel bad because Teresa has always been my favorite, and to see what has happened to her family. I mean, you don't really have to be a Teresa fan to feel sorry for the children. So let's get into the details. So we all know a couple months ago, Joe's appeal to stay in this country was denied. He was getting deported back to Italy. And what people don't understand is when you lose your appeal, you don't get shipped out the next day. It takes like 30 to 60 days, however long it takes to get all the paperwork in order, whatnot. People were thinking, someone said, you said he was getting deported. He is getting deported, but not the next day. It's a process, people. It's a process. But he has really good attorneys. So during the process of waiting for his date to come in when he was going to actually get shipped out, they threw a Hail Mary and they filed an appeal. It's some Obama law about it gives you another appeal if you were brought to this country under the Dreamers Act or something like that. If you were brought here against your will because of your parents. Okay, so they threw a Hail Mary and they filed this appeal. But the appeal doesn't work if you're a convicted felon, which Joe is. So most likely his attorney's plans was just to keep him in this country as long as they can until, you never know, maybe some kind of technicality would come up. And, they did that with the R. Kelly case. I mean, they dragged it on for years till you just get tired of it eventually, and something might happen and come your way, but it's still in your favor to remain here on appeal. You have a better chance of staying because once you get deported, most likely you're never coming back. So as they're waiting for this Dreamers Act appeal to come through, which it never will, Joe is getting more and more depressed in the prison. People are saying that's the rumors. He's getting more and more depressed. At one point, he thought that maybe he could save his marriage because they had filed another appeal while they're waiting for that appeal to come through for him to be let out on bond while he's waiting for this Dreamers Act appeal to come through. That was denied. And so he's tired of being in jail. He's accepted the fact that his marriage is over, and his children are devastated. They want their father to stay here and fight. They want him to fight as hard as he can to stay in this country because they love their father. But Joe, as I said, is depressed, and he's really accepted the fact that I'm not going to be in America anymore. So he asked his attorneys to have him sent to Italy. His attorneys tried to talk some sense into Joe, and they were like, what are you doing? Do you understand if you leave, most likely you're not coming back? So what I'm saying to you, Joe, is if you leave, you give up all hope. He's like, yes, file the paperwork. The children are an emotional wreck. And in a way, people, I could see where Joe is coming from. What difference does it make if you're going to be deported today or a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now? You're just sitting in a prison. But at the end of the day, you're going to get deported. So I understand where he's coming from. And seeing Teresa just start a new life, that would make me bitter too. It really would. But at the end of the day, Teresa and Joe are adults. Let's talk about the true victims in all of this. And this would be the children. Okay, so the blog All About the Tea is reporting that Gia, the oldest daughter, I believe Gia's in college now. She goes to Rutgers University. That's still really close where she could drive. Gia is being the rock for the rest of the siblings right now, okay? She's the oldest. She's trying to be there for her father. She's trying to be there for her siblings, and she's trying to be there for her mother. Gia is in college now. She hears all the cheating rumors about Teresa that we hear. It's not like she can't pick up a newspaper or look at a blog. She hears all the things that we hear, and she's trying to be the support system for the entire family. Now, the article goes on to say that she's very mature for her age, but I don't care how old she is. This is stressful for any child, and what I mean by child, she's not a child. What I mean is parents, children. It's hard for any child to have to deal with all of this and try to keep everyone level headed at the same time. She is very close with her father. All of the children are close with their father, especially Melania. She has a special relationship with Joe. This is difficult for them, very, very difficult. Now, while Joe is busy giving up, she wants him to stay and fight, and she's doing everything that she can in her early 20 something power to keep her father here. But, let's be honest, people. Eventually, the children are going to have to come to terms with the fact that he will be getting deported. And who knows, maybe one day everything will work out for the Giudices and everyone can find a happy place. But as for right now, these children are extremely stressed. I feel really bad for them, especially with their mother's situation. I mean, Teresa is dating a 26-year-old, okay? He's just a couple of years older than Gia. Like, what is she thinking? I mean, I just don't see this relationship with Blake working out, but this is the place that she wants to be right now, okay? So I can't say she's wrong. I can't say she's right, but I will say it looks crazy. I will put it that way. It looks very crazy. Like, Teresa, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I don't know. But that's the latest on what's going on with the Giudice clan. So what I want to know in my comment section today is, do you think that the parents can handle this situation in a better way that's not so stressful for these children? Or do you think there's no easy way to handle this? Go ahead and click that like button if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. by the fact that he's going to be deported. And there's really no way of getting around it, people. You could file appeal after appeal and just, I wouldn't say rot in jail, but stay in detention while all of this process goes through. But while you're doing that, life is steady passing you by. And I would say probably around the death of Teresa's mother, Teresa stopped going to the prison. And for a short period of time, she really blamed Joe. She said that if she wasn't in prison, she was in prison because of Joe. And if she wasn't in prison, she would have got to spend more time with her mother. And she really blamed Joe. And I don't know if that was just grieving or what. So she really started pulling away from this marriage before this affair began, this alleged affair. Now, we all know it's widely reported that Teresa's having an affair, but I have to say allegedly, with this 26-year-old guy. He's a real estate agent. His name is Blake Schreck. I believe that's his name. He's 26 years old, and she was trying to hide it in the beginning, but like, she thinks in her head that she's being respectful about it because they've been photographed everywhere. I mean, she says he's a friend. We all know that's a lie. You don't hold hands with your friends like that. And just the way the two interact, you could totally tell, she's having an affair. Now, but in Joe's defense, when Teresa went to prison, before she went to prison, there was also rumors that Joe was having an affair. But I remember, I think he went to dinner with some woman or something like this, but it wasn't like Teresa's affair. Like, it's just out in the open. Everybody knows about it. Joe's family is pissed. They're not speaking to Teresa anymore. But for the sake of her children, she'll put on her wedding ring every now and then, and she is supporting him staying in this country. Like, people don't believe that she is, but she really is. Like, she'll support through the